Are you thinking about creating a website with WordPress but aren't sure where to start? Are you trying to decide on the right platform to use that's user-friendly, simple to maintain, and that doesn't break the bank? Maybe you're simply looking to get your business online without the hassle of knowing how to code. If any of this describes you, this video is for you. I'm going to lay out a clear 3-step plan that will enable you to set up your clear website in just 30 minutes. I've used this same process to build hundreds of web pages, and it's the same process I use every time to build a website for my clients. If you've been wondering if WordPress is right for you and your business, this video will guide you click by click and will be able to give you everything you need to get started. Because some of these are paid tools I will be using that save lots of time and make my life easier, you may not need to use some of these paid tools I mentioned to get the same results, but I can't promise the same results in time frame to get your website finished and published. With that being said, let's dive in. So the first step is to actually create an account with SiteGround. So how do you do this? Well, you just go to siteground.com, type it in, and then you go to WordPress hosting, get started. And then with their different plans, you can select a plan. Let's select this plan. And then you'll just fill in your payment details, all your information, and you'll get started. All that stuff. Now I'm already logged in here, so I'm just going to go right ahead to the next step. Once you pay and everything like that, then you'll be redirected to your account page, which will be home, which is right here. And then what you need to do is then once you log in, you'll head over to the website tab of your SiteGround account and then click the new website button in the right side. You'll click that button, and then you'll be directed to this page, which means you can add a new domain, add an existing domain, or a temporary domain. In this case, you might want to select new domain if you don't have your website, or if you want to use an existing domain, maybe you bought it from another place, you can use an existing domain, select that. In this case, I'm just going to do a temporary domain for the sake of this example here, and we'll go hit continue. Then you'll be redirected to this page, which means start a new website, so you can start completely fresh or migrate your old website from another place, which is super cool. They make this so easy to do. Or you can skip and create an empty site. In this case, let's just start with a new website. Then we're going to click WordPress, and then we'll set up a login here. So I'll just go ahead and use this email, and then you can generate a password. I'm going to copy that password so I don't forget it, and then hit continue. Then we can just skip through this. We don't need a site scanner. We just hit finish. And then it takes a little bit of time to create your website. So this can take up to 2 minutes. So we'll make sure to fast forward this so we get right to it. All right, so that took about 2-ish minutes, which is pretty accurate. So now you're all set. This will be your custom domain name, or in this case, it's just my temporary domain names as I do this. But then we have these options here. So I can view my site, go to the WordPress admin, go to site tools. So I actually want to log into the admin section here. So we'll click that. It'll open a new tab. And then here we go. Welcome to your WordPress website. You can start now. This is kind of like an easy step-by-step start now thing, but you actually don't need to do that. So I'm just going to click exit. It'll redirect me right into my WordPress dashboard. So now my website is set up. You've installed it. That's how to install WordPress. That's step 1. And then step 2 is actually to install your SSL. So how do you do that? Well, to install your SSL, that's the secure thing here on your website that gives you that like lock icon that makes it recognizable by Google as a secure website and all that stuff. Helps you fight robots and spam and things like that. So we're going to go back to the SiteGround account. We're going to go to websites. And then we're going to go to our website here and click Site Tools. Once you're in your site settings, then we're just going to go right to Security on the left here. Click SSL Manager. And the cool thing with SiteGround is they give you free SSL. You don't have to pay extra for it, so that's super nice. So we just select the SSL. Let's just do the basic one. Let's encrypt. We'll get that. This can take a few minutes, so I'll make sure to speed that up and let you know how long it takes. And there we go. It took about 2-3 minutes to get that SSL certificate. All right, so now that we're back in the WordPress dashboard, this is still not secure. So how do we fix this? Well, part of setting up WordPress is actually configure the URL. So we're going to go to Settings, General, and then see how this is HTTP. We just got to turn that to HTTPS right here, HTTPS. And we go ahead and save down below here. We're just going to save changes. And it's going to make us log in again, so we can just go ahead and with our password that we paste, we copy and paste from over there, we log in again. Boom. Now we got that lock icon right here. Connection is secure. The HTTPS is working. Just may go ahead and save this again. Awesome. So now our SSL is installed on our website. The last thing we want to do is make sure that HTTPS is enforced. What this allows us to do is make sure our site is just that little bit extra secure. And according to this here, it says use this tool to enforce your website to work over encrypted and secure connection. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to toggle this on right here. Done. HTTPS will be enforced. Great. So now, all right, our website is super secure with SSL, has HTTPS enforced, and we're off to the races to move on to the next step. Now, before we go on, I've tried various hosting companies and ways to install WordPress, but I found that the fastest and easiest way to install it is with SiteGround. SiteGround.com is a hosting company that is fast, reliable, and takes care of all your website needs. And I've used other cheap and expensive services as well, but they've either made my site slow or they have poor customer service. With SiteGround, their human support has literally saved me and my clients countless of times, explaining techie details, walking me through steps, and reassuring me that I'm doing it right. Get the best hosting deal available so your website will have a bright new future on SiteGround's high-performance web hosting platform. Get their best hosting deal today when you sign up through the link in the description. Big thanks to SiteGround for sponsoring a portion of this video. So step 2 is to actually set up the back end for your website. And then to do that, the first thing you're going to need to do is actually outline your website on paper. And if you've never done that before, that's something we at Simple Advising can help you with. We actually take you through a brand message process that helps you clarify the words for your website, give you the wireframe so that everything's planned out. We do all that for you, and then you help with the revision process to fine tweak it to your needs. So if that's something you're interested in doing, you can go to simpleadvising.com and register to get that done. Or you could just plan this out yourself and do it. Use the mystorybrand.com tool to help you brand script and get that wireframe for your website. But if you want some hands-on professional help to get it done right, just head to simpleadvising.com and register to get it done right. So other than that, once you have wireframed your website on paper, then you're going to want to actually add each page to your website. And to do that, all you got to do is go to the Pages tab in your WordPress dashboard. Just click Pages. And then they have some demo pages here, but we'll click Add New. And then just add a home page for now, home page. Then we'll save. We'll just go ahead and publish these pages for these purposes. Home page, and let's go ahead and add, nope, let's go to WordPress. Let's add a new page. Let's add an About page. Whoop. Just like that. We'll go ahead and publish that as well. Publish. Let's say we wanted to add a services page. We just go ahead and add new. So I'm just adding all the basic pages on the paper wireframe that I have that I've done out previously. I want a services page. I want to save that. And then I want a free PDF page so people can get a free PDF. And maybe what I'll do is I'll just make this one word so that when people type it in, they don't have to type in the dash. So see how this permalink thing shows is exactly how people are going to be able to get to it, /free PDF. So I want to do that, publish that, publish. And then there we go. So I have a free PDF page so they can sign up and I can get their email addresses and start selling to them through emails. When they check that and sign up, they'll agree to that. I can give them a free PDF that's valuable to them. So I have a bunch of different pages here. You can build these out as much as you want. And then once you've kind of made all the pages, it's time to actually create a menu for those pages, right? So the next step is to create your header menu and your footer menu. So how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. Just go to Appearance, go to Menus, and then we're going to start with, we'll call this the header menu. Now, I don't know about you, but often a lot of companies put a lot of menu links in their menu and it really clogs up and makes it confusing for people to know how to do business with you. This is our header menu here. We save the menu, just make sure it saves. And then we'll create a new menu here, footer menu. And the footer menu is where all your 50 some links are going to go. All those links, this is in your footer. Everybody knows to go to the bottom of your website to find the right links. You don't need to have them all on the top of your website because you're just going to confuse them. Do I go to About? Do I go to Services? Do I go to Contact? Do I go to Get This Now? Do I go to Buy Now? Which link is it? I don't know. It's confusing. So that's where your footer menu comes in. So what I'm going to do is just click all these, or just select them all, and add them to my footer menu. There we go. So all this stuff will appear in the footer of my website. I'm going to save that. Remember to always save everything you do. Otherwise, it won't save your progress. I've learned that the hard way. So make sure to do that. Okay. Footer menu. There we go. Now I want to go back here. Let's go to header menu, select it. And I only want to put one thing. I want to put one or maybe two. I like to only keep my header menu to like max like 5 menu items. The services, and I want the free PDF. I'm just going to add that to the menu. There we go. Just to keep it nice and simple, keep it under 5 links so that people aren't confused in what you're doing. Instead of having 50 some links, put that all in your footer. It makes it so much more clear when you're building a website. I've done this hundreds of times, literally hundreds and hundreds of web pages to build out and manage that. So make sure it's clear in the top and everything goes in the bottom, because most people aren't looking at the bottom first, looking at the top. And if there's 50 things to look at, it's too much. So now that we've done that, we've built our menus out. That's super exciting. We don't see what your website looks like yet, so we just need to kind of like start creating our theme, right? So we have a theme currently. If we go to appearance, themes, this is our theme. It's kind of meh, don't like it. I want to change it to something else. This is where we start getting into paid tools. So the tool that I use, the theme that I use to actually run most of my websites and do is actually called Divi by Elegant Themes. We can just go to a new tab here and type in Elegant Themes. And this is basically the website. It allows you to drag and drop and have basically fancy code stuff without doing fancy code stuff. Link below to get you a discount. But basically this is what it's going to cost you. Honestly, if you can afford it, the lifetime access is worth it in my opinion, or the yearly access. This will change your website from meh WordPress theme. Okay, looks great. Maybe you use a paid WordPress theme, or you go Divi. If you can think it, you can do it in Divi, as I like to say. So I'm just going to go to my account. I'm going to sign in here and download Divi from my account. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Under my product downloads, once I've logged into the Elegant Themes, I can download the Divi theme. Just download it right here. Downloads, just download that. And in my account, I need to go down to API keys. This is like the key to unlock your theme. This is how they make you pay for it. So I'm just going to generate a new one. Call this test, copy it, and then I'm going to go back to manage themes with WordPress. I'm going to add a new theme, and then I'm going to upload a theme. I'm going to choose a file. I'm going to upload from my downloads. I'm going to upload Divi. Where is it? Where did Divi go? Divi, right there. Open it. I'm going to install it. Then what I can do is activate it. Once it's activated, I just got to go down to the bottom here and click Theme Options. So that was, again, that was the very bottom menu option, Divi, Theme Options. And then I need to go to Updates. So I need to add my username from my Elegant Themes account and that API key I copied. So I'm going to save changes. Boom, save. So now I've activated the Divi theme and I have full customization of my site to basically code stuff without using any code. Now what we need to do is actually install and activate the essential plugins. So I've actually done a video about this, essential plugins to use for WordPress. I'll link it in the card above. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to go check it out. But I use a special plugin called WordPress Core that basically holds all the plugins there in one plugin for me. So I install one plugin and it can auto install the rest for me. It's really simple. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and you can have access to that as well. Go check out that video. I explain how to use that plugin so you can auto install plugins without having to manually search up each one. It's such a headache saver. So I'm going to go down back into my WordPress dashboard here into plugins. I'm going to add a new plugin. And then I'm going to go ahead and type in WP Core. I'm going to install that plugin, activate it, and then what I'm going to do is go ahead to the WordPress Core website, grab that essential plugins collection key, and then paste that in WordPress, and the plugins will be ready to auto install. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back right now. So now that I've come back, I've signed in, grabbed that code. Again, if you want that code, just go to the essential plugins video and go to the description there. It's there. But now that I'm here, I need to install that plugin. So WordPress Core, if I just go, now that I've installed the plugin and activated it, I can go to WordPress Core. I can add a collection key, paste it in, save the collection, boom. I'm going to just dismiss this little thing. So these are all the essential plugins I talked about in that video. And what's nice is now I can just install the plugins, select all, bulk actions, install. Done. Now that these plugins are installed, I'm going to go back to my installed plugins. And then now that these are all here, I need to activate them all. So I'm going to go ahead and select bulk actions, activate, apply. And then you're going to see some changes here in a second where all these plugins are going to activate. What's going to happen is you're going to get notices, you're going to get things to set things up, and you can go through the different prompts to set up these plugins. But for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to do that. So in this case, rank math is the first thing to set up. This is the SEO plugin. I'm going to skip now because I just want to show you how to set up your website. You can go through all the different plugins and set up each wizard and all that stuff like that. And what we're going to do is the next step to set up the backend is you actually need to design your header and footer template using Divi. So how do you do that? You want to have a nice footer and a nice header in your website that actually is the same. You don't want every page to have a separate footer and header. Maybe some pages you do, but that default, the footer looks the same, all the links are there, you set it up once and forget it, right? That's what we're going to do here. We're going to set up that template. So how do you do that? So you're going to go into your WordPress dashboard and then go to Divi, and then we're going to actually go to Theme Builder right here. Here, let's delete this little notification here. There we go. And then what we're going to do is set a global header and a global footer. Let's start with the footer. So we'll build a global footer, just like that. And we're going to wait for the builder to load. And seriously, you're now coding without coding. It's brilliant. So we can start building. Save and exit. Okay, great. So now you have different layouts you can do. You can clone an existing page, but we're going to build from scratch. Sometimes you'll notice that WordPress might do something a little funny. That's okay. You just save your changes and continue working. It could be a code thing. Things are being set up. That's not an issue. So we'll just go back to global footer here. Build from scratch. And then I want to use, so this is basically the simple concept of Divi. You ready? There's 3 types of modules. There's sections for your website. There's rows, just like this. And then there's actual individual modules. So a text module, an image module. So you've got sections of your website. You've got rows in each section, and rows can be columns, right? And then you have modules. The text module, the image module, this module, that module. Does that make sense? The button module, those kinds of things. So right now, by default, you start with one section on your website. In this case, we're just using just editing the footer section of our website. We've got one section. I'm going to go ahead and add a row, but I want to have, I'm thinking in my head, I probably want to have a logo on the left side. I probably want to have a menu in the middle, and I probably want to have social media links on the right side. So I want to have a row with 3 columns in it. And now I'm going to insert an image module. So I just need to go to image. So I can just type image module, and then I'm going to upload my logo. That's great. Boom, logo, image done. There's my logo. Now what I want to do is I want to save that. And now I want to create a menu. So I'm going to go menu. Problem is this menu is really great for a header. It's the menu module in Divi is not really great for footers. So I have to do something a little different to make sure I get the menu looking in a nice, clean looking list. Because right now it's in this horizontal thing, and I don't want to do code. So I'm going to just close that. I'm going to go to the bottom dot here, open it up, and click save. So I'm just going to hit the X on the top right, and I'm going to make sure all changes are saved, which is great. I'll click it one more time. You can never be too cautious when saving stuff, right? And then we're going to go back to appearance and menus. Actually, we're going to go to widgets. That's what it is. We're going to go to widgets. And so widgets on WordPress allows you to put a little sidebar with your social media links, or allows you to put a little picture here that always floats around your website. It allows you to do little website pieces that kind of stick in certain areas on your website. So what I'm going to do is go to the widgets area in WordPress. Again, that's appearance and widgets. And then what I'm going to do, see all these widgets right here. So these are all the different widgets. So I just want to close this. These are all the basic different widgets. So I want to actually use footer area 1 so I can remember that. And I want to delete everything that's in here. So I just want to remove block. We're going to remove, so menu, remove. I'm going to remove all this because I want to create my own custom widget. So I'm going to remove. Okay, remove. Great. So footer area 1. So now what I want to do is add. I'm going to type in menu. Navigation menu, And then I'm going to call this, let's just call it, let's call this nice, fun menu. And then we select the menu, the footer menu, and then we hit update in the top right there. So now this footer area will be the footer area we're going to use back in the footer. So let's go back to Divi. Think of Divi as your no-code coding plugin. It's brilliant. So we're going to go to Theme Builder right here. Go to Global Footer. And then we're going to just add a module, but we'll call this, we're actually going to do, it's called Sidebar. The Sidebar module. And we have the widget areas here. So if we use footer 1, boom, look at that, beautiful. It automatically inputs your footer menu in a nice list like this. And we see this little line here. Let's get rid of that. So we just go to Design, Layout, Show Border Separator, boom. There we go. We got our super nice menu. And if you update the menu by going to Appearance and Menus and you want to add a link, right? There we go. It'll automatically add it here too. Everything syncs in WordPress, which is brilliant. So now that we've got our menu here in the footer, let's go ahead and add our social media. So let's go social. Let's do that. So we have Facebook and Twitter. You know, we can click into here and add the link. We can add a link here, but for our purposes, I'll just leave it. Look at that. We've got all three things. Now, I want to design this a little bit so that it looks good on mobile as well. So to do that, I just want to make sure, I want to kind of make this image a little smaller. Now, my menu is looking really great. I'm really happy with it, but I want to kind of give it a dark color so that people know it's the footer in the bottom of the website. So I'm just going to click into the section here, the whole section. I want to change it, the background of it. I want to change the background to, let's change it to some little bit of gray, like a dark gray or something, but I still want to read simple advising. So maybe something like that. Everything's still readable. Save. There we go. That's pretty much it. Oh, and the last thing too is add a little bit of copyright information. You can do that. You can add a text module. So what I'm going to do is actually add a row here. Single row. Let's add a text. And then I just want to do copyright. So copyright. If you don't know how to type the copyright symbol, then you can actually just go into special characters, which is right here. And you can type copyright. Copyright simple advising dot all rights reserved, or whatever you want to put here. And then here's a genius thing. Do you want to be really slick? Here's what you could do. Type login. And then you select login. Go to the link here and add /admin. Just do that. Add /admin. And now you'll see that login will now be your login link. /admin is your login link. So now every time you want to go to your website, you just scroll to the bottom of your website trying to remember the URL, just click login. It's great. Our footer's done. It's that simple. Now that we've done the footer for our website, we now need to create the header for our website. So what we need to do is go to Divi, then Theme Builder, and then click Global Header, build a global header. Then we'll build from scratch. That's all part of design, right? It's going through and figuring out what works. And if you're willing to be a little patient, you can get the results you want. So there we go. Global header, global footer, finished. Now, the last thing you want to do to set up the back end of your website before you start doing your pages is to actually create your blog template. I'm going to show you how to do that quickly. And all that means is you got to go into your Divi theme builder, add a new template, and then select all posts, create the template, and it's just going to copy and paste the global settings for your header and footer already there. So that's really handy. And then we're just going to build a custom body. So this is what your blog post is going to look like. And now let's build from scratch. And then let's create a new heading here. And then what we'll do is just type in blog. And it's actually blog. It's actually a post. Post is what you want to type in. Post title. And this is what your post title will look like. We can just make sure that's center as well. There we go, something like that. You can play with this to your heart's content. I'm just trying to show you the basics. And then type post. Let's do post content. And this is what your post content will look like. Really cool. Let's say you wanted to add some round corners to the image. We could do that too. Round corners, make them like just a little bit, 24, something like that. There we go. So you can have a little bit of a fresh design to your content like that. It's got everything you need, everything's set up, and we just go ahead and save that. And then what we could do is actually have, I think it's called comments actually. Yeah, it's comments. And you can customize the comments. You got all these options to customize. So let's say we want to make the image of the person commenting. Just do like 100 pixels, make it round. Look at that, beautiful. Let's say we wanted to add, maybe we want to add a shadow to that. Oh, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. There we go. And let's say we wanted to make the form boxes have a little bit of a different color. There we go. Beautiful. Loving that. And we can just save that. So all our blogs will all look like this every single time. So you can just decide what you want to do. I'm just showing you basic settings. And now that we've got that figured out, we go ahead and save the changes. Now we've got our post template, our blog post template. That's pretty much it. And the cool thing is, let's say you want it, so to actually build your blog page, you need to add a page, create a blog, add the blog module. It's that concept. It's like, oh, how do I want this to be? That's why wireframing it on paper is so valuable. And that's what we do at Simple Advising. We help you actually do it for you. So you don't even have to think about this. We know how to do this already. We help you with the words. We help you with what you want to say, what you want to have, and then we build it for you and get it all done for you. So that's the cool part. And when you hire somebody like us at Simple Advising, when you register at simpleadvising.com, that makes it super easy. So register at simpleadvising.com if you need to get this done. You want this all done for you. I'm showing you how to do it here. But if you don't want the headache, that's what we're here for. Otherwise, this is how you do it. So the first step was setting up your website, getting the hosting figured out, figuring out your domain. Step 2 is all about setting up the back end for your website. And now step 3 is actually designing your website. So the first thing you need to do to design your website is to design the wireframe on paper. I've told you that before. Design it on paper so you have a plan. Otherwise, you're going to spend hours and hours of designing, get frustrated, not know what you're doing, and then figure things out. Oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. You're going to spend some time designing. You'll waste so much time. Having a plan on paper saves you time and actually gets you a better result. So get that done. And then the second step is to customize the Divi module. So let's go back to our pages here. So pages, let's go to all pages, and let's design our about page, for example. So we'll edit with Divi. Build from scratch. And look at that. It automatically shows us our header and our footer. Isn't that brilliant? Just love that. Let's say we want, you know what I want to do? I want to have an image and some text. I think that would be really cool. So what I can do is, let's say I have a module here and it's just one column. I can go to the column button here, change it to 2. I want an image right here of our team. And then let's go ahead and add an image here. So upload a file, select file, this one. Okay, upload an image, done. That's actually a very depressing image, but you get the point. Okay, and then we'll do a text block here. But I want to make sure some of the content goes here. So, let's say meet the team. And then we'll paragraph. I want to make this a heading though. So make it a lot bigger like that. There we go. And then what I want to do is I want to add a button. So I'm going to add a button. Click here, let's say schedule a call. Let's say that's your call to action on your website and you have that all over your website. The main thing to make your money is to schedule a call because that's the first step in the buying process. So let's make sure that's done. Make sure it's all left aligned. So for tablet and phone, it still looks good. Okay. All right, so there we go. And then we'll do the buttons. So we'll do some custom styling. Let's make it similar to the blog post there. So text color, let's make it white. Let's make the background, there we go, schedule a call. So that's the first section of our website. And what we can do, let's say we want to add another section. We can add another section here, just a regular section, and then we can start building more and more. Or let's say I want this, but I want to use this for a different part of the section. I can just duplicate it, and then I can drag this section around. Let's say we want it at the bottom here. And we can have a different sections like about us. And maybe what we want to do is go into here. and then go to content. No, not image settings. We want to go to the row settings, so the green one here, and we just want to flip these around. There we go. We can flip it around. See how much easier? You don't have to code all this stuff. It's just drag and drop. So now we've got two different sections. We can change this image out to something else. Let's change it to a different image. Let's upload an image here. I'm just doing random images here, but you get the point. It's like you can really speed up your workflow when designing your website. Done. So very, very nice, very easy to use, very mobile friendly, because when I go to mobile, it's really, really simple. All I got to do is just boom, meet the team. Very beautiful, very mobile friendly. And I click save. And now it's published on the website. Look at that. Beautiful design. Very simple, very clean. That's how to build a website. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and I hopefully will see you in the next one. Take care. You're awesome.